It was just another parent-teacher meeting, or so Liz thought. Her son Sam had always been a quiet, thoughtful boy, autistic, with a heart full of dreams that few understood. His world was one of patterns, numbers, and the comfort of routine. But when Mrs. Parker, his teacher, spoke, Sam's world started to unravel. "Your son is behind," Mrs. Parker said, almost dismissively, as she handed Liz a stack of papers. "He doesn't fit in with the rest of the class. Maybe it's time you accepted that." Liz froze. She had heard whispers from other parents about how Mrs. Parker treated Sam, but this was the first time it was being said outright. Sam's gentle face peered out from behind his mother, not fully grasping the words but sensing the tension in the air. "He's not behind," Liz replied, her voice firm but quiet. "He learns differently, not less." The teacher scoffed. "Well, maybe that's the problem. He doesn't belong in a mainstream classroom." Something inside Liz snapped. This was her son they were talking about. Her Sam. No one was going to erase his worth. That night, Liz sat down at her kitchen table, the weight of the situation pressing heavily on her chest. She knew the school wasn't going to change on its own. They had ignored Sam's needs long enough, sweeping his struggles under the rug. Liz didn't hesitate. The next day, she walked into the school district's office. Armed with documentation of Sam's progress, his rights, and a few things that would make their legal department squirm, she filed a lawsuit against the school board for discrimination and neglect. The fight wasn't easy, but Liz was relentless. She rallied with other parents, hired a lawyer, and faced down the corruption that had been allowed to fester in the school system for far too long. Months later, the board settled. The school implemented better training for teachers, and Sam was moved to a classroom where his abilities were nurtured, not overlooked. Liz had won, not just for her son, but for every child who was ever told they weren't enough. Sam smiled at her as they walked out of the building together, a soft, triumphant smile. Liz, with all her love and fierceness, knew the fight was worth it.